Well, conditions here are unkind to say the least. Welcome everybody on a wet, wet night. The rain is tumbling down here by the bucketful, and it is going to have a real impact on the important contest that lies ahead. I'm Peter Drury, and providing analysis and expert opinion alongside me will be Jim Beglin.
Well, thanks, Peter. There's a great sense of anticipation in this stadium, and I've been hit by it too.
The San Siro for nigh on a century, Milan's power base, the ultimate status symbol of their glorious history. It is a true heavyweight clash.
It'll be interesting to see how these teams will go about things in the knowledge that there's nothing riding on it.
Yeah, maybe there is some scope for experimentation.
Yeah, I suppose something different to the norm. That would be an interesting prospect. It could get combustible.
According to what we've been told, this is how it looks. It's a 4-3-3.
Yes, and the importance of this formation is not to allow the midfield three and the attacking three to become too detached from one another. If that happens, then pressure can quickly be applied via the counter-attack, and you can be exposed defensively. So compactness can't be compromised, and you need talkers in this team. You need leaders and people that are willing to organise things very quickly.
So it's away we go then. Jim, you've played in games of this nature. Who can make the difference?
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Matheus Cunha will be scheming up here, Peter. He's a lovely link-up man who can take on all sorts of creative roles, and his ball carrying and dribbling skills are top drawer. I think he'd be the first to admit that his finishing needs a little work, but he's a big player in this team.
Yeah, I'd have picked him too. No doubt the fans feel much the same way. Looks across and plays it in. And the shot! Oh, no shortage of confidence there.
Well, it came to nothing in the end, but it certainly got the crowd going. Size really matters, and it's time to make it matter now.
Cleared away. Plays a sharp little ball here. There's some great running on show here, but ultimately there was no way through. And a terrific save from the keeper.
I think he's done great there, both reading it and dealing with it.
It's their second corner of the game. And he's managed to get rid. And now they can spring out of defence. Casemiro. So it is still 0-0. Bruno Fernandes. Mazraoui finding himself in space. De Winter. Not getting too much time on the ball here. That is good pressing. Here's Rafael Leao. Oh, no, that was never going to make it. Casemiro. Šeško. And it's Modric. And it's Loftus-Cheek. Nicely weighted ball. He's had a shot! Oh, how's that for a goal? sumptuous finish, an absolute joy! That is glorious, as if he picked it up and put it there himself.
Well, it's one of those, Peter, when you've got to take your hat off and just say, too good.
So we have the first goal.
Well, that gives them the privilege to control the tempo of the game. It's up to them to manage it from here now.
Oh, he's having a go! Oh, he has leathered that.
Well, that was smashed with venom, violence even. All he had to do was hit the target. It's such a shame.
Bartasagi. Now it's Rafael Leao. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal. Applies the finish! That was superb goalkeeping.
That's very, very good. You can't ask for much more than that.
Corner number 3 coming up. Cunha is there, and he can get that clear. Šeško. Milan are 1-up and looking surprisingly comfortable. Now it's Bruno Fernandes. That's a good ball out wide. Bartasagi has given away a free kick. Mazraoui. Ball's gone out of play. Looking to play him in. Now it's Rafael Leao. Now it's Pulisic. He's got away. Oh, shooting chance! Oh, it's fallen loose again. It's gone in. He's put through his own net.
I don't think he knew too much about it, Peter. It comes off him awkwardly.
Well, who saw that coming? It has certainly made things interesting.
Listen, sometimes you need that little bit of luck in games like these.
Mazraoui looking to hit the byline here. So, a temporary halt to the action.
Well, it's hard to say whether a 2-goal advantage under these circumstances is decisive or not, but so far I haven't really seen enough to indicate that the opposition can come out in the second half and improve to that degree.
Milan looking good, feeling good. It is 2-0 at the break. And we get things going again. And it's Modric. And that interception was most necessary. Ahmad.
Yeah, we get to see this more and more. Defenders popping up in these positions.
Oh! And he stuck it away! Loftus-Cheek, looking for options for movement, and he's managed to get free. Can he finish? Superb from Nkunku! Oh, it really is a finish of the highest order. And with that, it is pretty much a done deal. It was the crispest of hits. He just crashed it in.
Well, that was hit with genuine ferocity. You just don't stop those, Peter.
"3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Now it's Rafael Leao. Rabiot. Nkunku. He is being harried and hassled.
Well, this defence now knows that they have to reduce his movement because they've allowed him to run free.
Bruno Fernandes.
L'affluenza di quest'oggi è di 80.314 spettatori.
And here's Nkunku. Oh, sweet feet. He'll try from distance. Lacking in accuracy.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You can't help but leave some gaps at the back.
Attenzione, una sostituzione.
Manchester United can now introduce the first of their substitutes.
Well, this could be a bit of a nightmare scenario for the defence, as you're going to be facing a very willing runner now, especially one that likes to make those runs beyond the defensive line.
He's found a way through. Over to the right flank. Oh, he's defended very well against those tricky feet. It's a pretty loose pass. Casemiro. Ugarte. The pressing's intense, and it's paid off. Pulisic is onto this. Rafael Leao receives it in a wide position. Oh, lovely feet, he is such a good mover. Chance, surely! He's beaten the keeper, but hit the post. Manchester United have opted to make another change here.
Yeah, they're looking for some imagination, and his job's going to be to add that element of craft and guile, the man pulling the strings.
He's picked his way through, crosses it in here, and the keeper beats it away. Batasagi, pass somewhat off target. Nicked it back promptly. Ugarte. Here's Matheus Cunha. Shaw. Looking for the run. No, that's been intercepted. Ahead by 3, but they won't want to take their foot off the pedal. That is good alertness. Rafael Leao. Casemiro. Mazraoui. And it's Dallo. Now it's Rafael Leao. Tries to play it through. And he whips it in. Gets his head on it! He was certain to score. It is an inexplicable miss. It's not an especially good pass, that. Yoro. Bruno Fernandes. Well, that has not gone well. And here's Pulisic. He's being urged to shoot. He is just caressing the ball. And the referee brings it to a close. Well, that was a shimmering, sizzling, scintillating game. The key characters glittered throughout and did what they did when required so to do. There could be only one outcome. Nkunku claiming the Man of the Match award, and there is very little room for argument. How do you look back on the game then, Jim?
Milan definitely impressing me here. especially the way that attack clicked. Whether it was link-up play, running in behind, this has just been a great day at the office.
So just time for me to say thanks to Jim for his wisdom and to wish you all a very good evening. So hello and welcome to everybody who has joined us for the build-up to this occasion of ultimate tribalism. And as you would expect, that build-up has been remarkable. They fight here not just for the pride of their manor, but in the ultimate show of one-upmanship. Colours vivid and vibrant, songs loud and proud. The tone for this game is well and truly set.
And this is now today's
Jim, this one always matters.
Well, don't let the word friendly get in the way of a good rivalry. These players certainly won't, Peter.
You wouldn't have thought they would. You've got to expect this to be full throttle, surely.
Yeah, they'll be as strong as usual, but I'm sure these players will commit their all.
Suarez.
And that gets things running. And when these two meet, generally speaking, sparks fly. Great vision. Now it's Luis Suarez. And here's Messi. Messi, big chance! They've got to be quick to recover this.
Well, it's not the best when it comes to decision-making. OK, initially he probably was afforded the space to hold on to it, but the longer he did that, the more he was going to be swamped.
Looking for the run. That'll be a throw-in. And this is Luke. And the shot! Atuesta. First quarter of an hour gone. Some intricate passing, looking to progress the ball. Now it's Luis Suarez. He's in plenty of space here. And he's managed to get free. Good ball, good take. Still goalless at the moment.
Oh, it's great work in terms of both purpose and intensity.
Luis Suarez. This looks promising. He's found a way through. Well, the defence proved infallible then, but that won't be the last they'll see. Shot a goal! It's there!
After 26 minutes is number 10, Lionel Messi.
So the first goal of the game.
Well, I guess this ought to make things interesting, Peter. No doubt the opposition will now be forced to play a more open and riskier game.
Pasalic receives it in a good position here. Now it's Messi. Now, what about a counter-attack? Tries to play it through.
Orlando really are one of these sides that pride themselves on their ability to maintain possession.
Yeah, and some would say that that means they play the game the right way.
Yeah, but of course, it's decisive passes that's going to matter in the longer term. There's no good in holding on to the ball just for the sake of it.
Chance for a shot!
He almost caught everyone out there the way he just eked out the room to get the shot in.
Reguilon. 1-0 here just before the break, and it looks as though it's going to stay that way for now. We've got 5 minutes till half-time. No, that's been intercepted. And if you have just joined us, still just one goal between them. 1-0 the score. He's through here. Takes a shot! Oh, wonderful! What a goal! A finish of true class! A quite incredible spell. They are flying.
The goal scorer after
The
45
movement so
minutes
precise, the
Number
finish
10.
sumptuous.
Just when they thought they may be in at one end, they end up shipping a goal at the other, and it's all due to wonderful counter-attacking. They hardly had time to even react, and there's only one word to describe that: clinical.
So that's two now without reply.
Well, that's a real psychological weight off the shoulders, I think. It's a very different game now at 2 up.
And that is the end of the first half.
Well, I don't think most of us were expecting a second, Peter. It's become pretty much the ideal half.
That certainly seems to be the case.
Hello,
Well,
everybody,
both
and
half-time
please
team
join
talks
me
will
in
undergo
wishing a
change
happy
now.
wedding
One will be
anniversary
solid,
for one of our
the other
fan
needs
club
to be
members.
pretty inspiring.
Well, it has been confrontational, combative, competitive, everything you'd expect from Derby Day. Well, who could have predicted a scoreline like this after just 45 minutes? The sides
And please
separated
welcome our
by
lads to the
2.
field.
So let's get the ball rolling. Oh, he's found support out wide. DePaul does really well to win the ball there. They've played it short. And now a sudden chance to counter. He is through here. And a chance! Euphoria, utopia, and they are cavorting. And they are disappearing out of sight. Everyone waited for the cross, but he had other ideas.
Listen, no one was expecting a shot from there. That's quite outrageous.
Clinical, just clinical. What a game this is turning out to be for him.
Well, you had to fancy him, Peter. He seems to be growing in stature with every goal.
"3-0 and things are starting to look awfully cosy. Now it's Luis Suarez. Oh, such a clever touch. The defence opting here for strength in numbers. Well, that is good. Super running, sharp movement. Came up against a defender, though, who was ever so determined. He's a sharp little ball here. Shot could be a real chance! And the keeper threw out a limb.
I thought it was a really good break. No shortage of pace nor intensity. Exactly what's required when on the counter-attack.
Can he get it through? It's a promising position. And now they can spring out of defence. Now it's Messi. Now it's DePaul. Picked out brilliantly. It's a threatening ball. Pasalic. Just a quarter of an hour to play. And here's Suarez.
Well, he got rid because he was under pressure. A lot of space here, a real opportunity.
Now it's Pasalic. Messi looking to shake off some unwanted attention.
Well, he helps himself to a treble, Peter, and then they switch on. It's a bit late now.
Pasalic, nicely aimed pass. Cute ball now, how can he reach it? Oh, shooting chance! A real chance and a real let-off.
Well, there's always that risk, Peter, when a team commits too many numbers forward. You
Substitution in
can't help
progress.
but leave some gaps at the back.
Pasalic is onto this. Now, can they get him away? And he's picked it up out wide. Here comes the header! And there's a goal! satisfyingly simple. There's almost a sense of beauty to this.
So well played, Peter. Did a great job keeping sight of the ball. Made a classic move and made it perfectly.
After 89 minutes is number 13.
So could they be onto something here? And it's Rodrigo de Paul. De Paul. And he was quick to react. Just seeing the board now, it's going to be 5 extra minutes. Not the most accurate pass. Luis Suarez. And that is it, the referee has seen enough. Well, don't you just love it when a plan comes together? Victory never in doubt in the mind of the mastermind in all of this. A solid win, which will be welcomed all round. Messi on the score sheet 3 times, very much the man. The end of the game, reflections?
Miami really were great today. They showed a lot of battling qualities required in a game like this, such as intensity, personality, a gritty spirit. I think this result was well merited.
So many thanks to Jim Beglin. That's all we have time for. Good evening to you.